And so animals and so she's like, it applies directly to dogs. She talks primarily about livestock. That's where she realized when she was in college, she had an affinity for cows, and so recognized the things that stood out to her as someone on the spectrum, stood out to cattle. And she's responsible for redesigning all the slaughterhouses, like for McDonald's and big companies like that, because what would happen is it's like an assembly line where they're killing bunches of cows, and things that startle the cows or make them worried back everything up, right? So she realized she'd walk into a slaughter plant and say, oh, you see you have a low spot in the concrete, because all the slaughter plants were basically designed exactly the same off some kind of template. Now you have a low spot in the floor over there, see where the water collects? There's a reflection on that. That's gonna freak the cows out. And you and I would walk through like, whatever, but she's like, ugh, what's that, right? Somebody hung a yellow windbreaker on the back wall, and the cows would come in and be like, what is that? And they'd all want to back up and stop. So they're trying to cattle prod them through and all this messy stuff, right? So her goal was animal welfare, to prevent fear and stress, but also it made it more efficient, which is why, of course, the large corporations bought in so quickly, was the fact that it also made their operations more efficient. And so she redesigned, like they have these circular walks, so they're following the cow in front of them, but they don't see what's ahead of them, and that calms them all down. She's watched them walking around feedlots in circles, and they'd follow each other, and if it bent around, they were happier. She had a whole bunch of really they're fascinating books, really, really good stuff, right? But the idea of generalization for dog trainers is a big deal. It's very important, and it becomes especially important when we start applying pressure to dogs. When we start applying pressure to dogs, it's really important that they understand what that's about. And failures of generalization are not failures of disobedience, and they should be treated differently. Am I punishing my dog because they don't understand? Or am I punishing them because they say like, I don't feel like doing it, right? And there's a distinct difference, like, oh yeah, I hear you, but nah, not today.